Martial arts legend Sammo Hung, known for his roles in films like The Last Dragon, has finally laid to rest the rumors swirling around Bruce Lee. At 73, Sammo Hung has revealed a dreadful truth. But what is it that Sammo Hung has confessed to, and how will this impact his legacy? Join us as we uncover the explosive revelations. The untold theories behind Bruce Lee's mysterious death. In 1973, the world was left in shock when Bruce Lee suddenly passed away. It was hard for people to believe that someone so full of life, energy, and talent could be gone just like that. Bruce wasn't just a movie star. He was a hero, a legend, and an inspiration to millions. When news of his death spread, people couldn't understand how such a strong and healthy man could disappear so quickly. At first, there was an official explanation about what happened, but many weren't satisfied with it. Rumors started to fly everywhere. People wanted answers, and when the truth felt too simple, they began creating their own stories. One of the first to speak was Raymond Chow, a close business partner of Bruce Lee. Chow claimed that Bruce had passed away peacefully at home with his wife, Linda. But this wasn't true. Soon after, the real story came out. Bruce Lee had actually passed away at the apartment of a young actress named Betty Ting. This one fact opened the door for all kinds of wild tales. Some said Bruce and Betty were having a secret romance, while others whispered about dangerous parties and mysterious pills. These stories painted a picture of scandal and drama, making it harder for people to accept the simple truth. Doctors later revealed that Bruce had passed away because of swelling in his brain. The swelling created too much pressure, and it became deadly. They believed that a pill called Equagesic, given to him by Betty Ting, caused an allergic reaction that led to his passing. Still, even with this clear medical report, people did not want to believe it was just a health issue. The world wanted something bigger, something sensational. For Betty Ting, life changed in an instant. She was only 26 years old at the time, and suddenly, she found herself blamed for Bruce's death. People accused her of everything from poisoning him out of jealousy to taking revenge after a breakup. Threats poured in, and Betty was left feeling scared, alone, and abandoned. Her life became a storm of fear and sadness. Then, more rumors surfaced about Bruce's lifestyle. Some claimed that he had used marijuana, which was found in his system after death. Even though the doctor clearly stated that drugs weren't the cause of his passing, stories about Bruce using stronger substances like cocaine and LSD began to spread. There was no real proof, but it did not stop people from talking. The stories did not end there. Some pointed fingers at the triads, powerful criminal gangs in Hong Kong. They believed Bruce might have angered them by refusing to pay for protection on his film sets. Others thought gangs from mainland China plotted against him, afraid that Bruce's Cantonese films were becoming too popular and could hurt the Mandarin-speaking movie business. Even Raymond Chow, Bruce's business partner, wasn't safe from suspicion. People wondered if Chow had something to gain from Bruce's death. With Bruce gone, Chow would control their company and have full rights to all of Bruce's films, which were now more valuable than ever. Some believed he could make a fortune by selling Bruce's movies around the world, as fans would want anything related to their fallen hero. In the end, Bruce Lee's death remains one of the most talked about mysteries in the world of film. Officially, it was a tragic health issue, but the countless rumors, theories, and stories that followed have kept people guessing for decades. Not until now, when Sammo finally confessed. But before that, let's look at the early life of Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung's childhood. Sammo Hung was born in the lively, colorful city of Hong Kong, a place always full of noise, excitement, and movie magic. But while the city sparkled with energy, Sammo's childhood was quite different. His parents worked as costume designers in the film world, which kept them very busy and away from home most of the time. So, little Sammo was raised by his grandparents, who, like his parents, were deeply connected to the movie business. His grandmother, Qin Xiang, was not just any woman. She was a famous martial artist. His grandfather, Hong Chung-ho, was a respected film director who told wonderful stories through the movies he made. Without realizing it, young Sammo was growing up surrounded by legends, learning about the magic of storytelling, action, and courage through the people who loved him. At just 9 years old, Sammo's life took a sharp turn. He was sent to the China Drama Academy, a very strict school where children trained for years to become opera performers. The man in charge, Master Yu Jim Yuen, did not believe in easy days. Every morning started early with endless exercises, singing lessons, and acrobatic training. Mistakes weren't allowed, and rest was a luxury the students could hardly imagine. It was here that Sammo met someone who would shape his future, Jackie Chan. Both boys were tough, determined, and full of spirit. They joined a performing group called the Seven Little Fortunes. Jackie's competitive nature inspired Sammo, and soon a friendly rivalry blossomed between them. Each boy pushed the other to work harder, jump higher, and fight better. What began as simple schoolyard competition turned into a deep bond that would last a lifetime. Though he was trained in opera, Sammo couldn't resist the thrill of movie sets. The excitement, the danger, and the magic of film drew him in. Before long, he was working as a stuntman and chasing action-packed roles. But life wasn't always kind to the eager young boy. At just 14, Sammo suffered a terrible injury that left him bedridden. The once lively and agile boy now lay still, dealing with pain and fear about what lay ahead. He gained weight and battled self-doubt, wondering if he would ever return to the world he loved so much. Those were some of the darkest days of his life. From stuntman to movie legend, after years of tough training at the China Drama Academy, Sammo Hung stepped back into the world of movies with big dreams in his heart. He loved stories and action, and he was ready to show the world what he could do. He picked the name Sammo, inspired by a cute cartoon character from his childhood. It suited him well. Playful, strong, and unforgettable. Sammo started small, working as a stuntman, risking his body for thrilling fight scenes. He didn't mind the hard work. Every jump, kick, and fall brought him closer to his dream. People quickly noticed him because he was bold, fast, and always gave his best. In 1988, Sammo made a special movie called Painted Faces. This film told the story of his childhood at the Drama Academy, the strict rules, the long training days, and the laughter he shared with friends like Jackie Chan. Even though the movie softened some of the painful memories, those who knew Sammo could feel the truth behind every scene. Painted Faces wasn't just a movie, it was his heart on the screen. Sammo actually started acting much earlier. In the 1960s and 70s, he appeared in small movie roles. In 1961, he made his first appearance in Education of Love, and soon after, he acted alongside a young Jackie Chan in Big and Little Wong Tin Bar. Their bond grew stronger with each film. Sammo also played famous characters like Yue Fei, a legendary Chinese hero, showing audiences he could act as well as fight. At just 14, Sammo landed a job through family connections at the famous Shaw Brothers studio. He worked as an assistant to a famous action director on the film Come Drink With Me. From 1966 to 1974, Sammo moved from one studio to another, climbing the ladder from a background actor to a stuntman, a stunt coordinator, and finally an action director. One big moment came in 1973 when he appeared in Bruce Lee's famous film Enter the Dragon. Though his role was small, Sammo's energy lit up the screen. The movie world took notice. By 1975, he was already choreographing fight scenes for big films like The Man from Hong Kong. In the mid-70s, martial arts films started losing their spark in the cinemas. Comedies were becoming more popular. Sammo, always clever, realized he needed to change with the times. In 1977, he made his first movie as a director, The Iron-Fisted Monk. He mixed humor with action, and people loved it. The next year, he made Enter the Fat Dragon, a funny, action-packed tribute to Bruce Lee. After Jackie Chan's hit Drunken Master, Sammo created The Magnificent Butcher in 1979. Even when one of the stars sadly passed away during filming, Sammo didn't give up. He finished the movie, proving his strength and heart. In the 1980s, Sammo led a wave of action comedies. He started the Lucky Stars movie series and teamed up with his old friends Jackie Chan and Yuen Biao. Together, they made magic, thrilling fights, hilarious moments, and unforgettable stories. Though fame brought pressure, Sammo kept moving forward, always dreaming of what story he could tell next. His films began to show more real-life struggles, mixed with action and laughs. Movies like Winners and Sinners showed both the tough and funny sides of city life. Even when facing personal problems, Sammo's creative spirit never faded. The 1990s brought changes. Sammo left Golden Harvest and faced a shifting movie world, but his love for storytelling stayed strong. He kept acting, directing, and designing fight scenes, pouring his life experience into every project. Sammo has made the fame, and his name is on the rise. But what link does he have with Bruce Lee? But before that, let's dive into the early life of Bruce Lee and his rise to fame. The Little Dragon's Rise. Bruce Lee, whose real name was Lee Jun-fan, was born in San Francisco in November 1940. His first cries were in America, but life quickly took a turn. Not long after his birth, Bruce's family moved back to Hong Kong. It wasn't a peaceful place. In December 1941, war came when Japan invaded Hong Kong. The skies filled with bombs, and fear was everywhere. Life was hard, and people struggled just to stay alive. Even in those dark times, a spark burned inside little Bruce. The chaos made him brave. He learned to stand up for himself and speak his mind. He was a child with fire in his heart. Bruce's family had an interesting background. His mother, Grace, was part Chinese and part English, and his father, Li Hoi Chuen, was a famous opera actor. Though the family had good connections, that did not shield them from the rough streets of Hong Kong. Trouble did not care about your name or money. Bruce had to grow up tough and quick. Thanks to his father's career, Bruce was introduced to movies as a baby. Before he could walk, he appeared in his first film, Golden Gate Girl. People soon called him Lee the Little Dragon because of his fiery nature, and because, by luck, he was born in the year and hour of the dragon according to Chinese astrology. When he was 7, Bruce began learning Tai Chi from his father. It was his first taste of martial arts. At 9, he acted alongside his dad in The Kid, his first leading role. For Bruce, acting wasn't just a job, it was a place where he could be himself. The movie world became a safe space for him, but school was another story. Bruce did not like sitting still in class. He changed schools often and had a hard time focusing. The noisy streets outside were much more exciting. He was drawn to the energy of the city, where problems were often solved with fists and courage. It wasn't long before Bruce found himself in street fights. Life in Hong Kong's packed neighborhoods was tough. Fights broke out over small things. Bruce, fearless and full of energy, earned a reputation. People respected him, but they were also careful not to cross him. His parents, worried about his wild ways, thought learning proper martial arts might help calm him down. But even that wasn't easy. Traditional martial arts schools did not welcome kids of mixed heritage. Bruce was rejected when he tried to join the famous Wing Chun school of Master Ip Man. Luckily, his friend William Cheung spoke up for him. Bruce was finally allowed in. Even then, some students refused to train with him because of his background. It hurt, but Bruce did not give up. He trained privately with Ip Man and 2 other skilled students, William Cheung and Wang Shunlong. Every bruise and lesson made him stronger. The rejection only fueled his fire. By the late 1950s, Bruce wasn't just a boy who fought in the streets or acted in films. He entered a school boxing competition and surprised everyone by beating the champion, Gary Elms, in the final round. That same year, Bruce also won first place in a cha-cha dancing contest. Whether it was fighting or dancing, Bruce seemed unstoppable, but trouble still followed him. In one famous incident, Bruce got into a brutal fight with the son of a powerful gangster. The fight was so serious, the police got involved. His mother had to step in, signing papers promising Bruce would stay out of trouble. But even that didn't tame the little dragon. His spirit was wild and unbreakable. A new beginning for Bruce Lee. In 1959, Bruce Lee's life took a big turn. His parents made a hard decision. They sent him to the United States to start a new chapter. Saying goodbye wasn't easy. Bruce left behind his family, his friends, and everything he knew in Hong Kong. His heart felt heavy, and his mind was filled with worry. But deep down, Bruce knew this was a chance to chase a better life. His journey began in San Francisco, where he stayed with his sister Agnes. The city was different, full of new sights and sounds. Later, Bruce moved to Seattle to finish high school. Life there was simple, but it wasn't always easy. He worked in a small restaurant and lived in a tiny room right above it. The days were long, the nights quiet. Every dollar he earned mattered, and every struggle taught him something important. Slowly, Bruce started teaching martial arts to a few friends. He wasn't doing it for money or fame. It was his way of staying connected to the thing he loved most. It also helped him make friends in a place where he sometimes felt like a stranger. Without realizing it, Bruce was building the first pieces of a future he could never have imagined. Soon, Bruce opened his first martial arts school, the Lee Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute. People were drawn to his energy, his kindness, and his incredible skills. Bruce wasn't just teaching people how to fight, he was teaching them how to be confident and strong inside too. Bruce also went to the University of Washington, where he studied drama, philosophy, and psychology. But the classroom felt too small for Bruce's big ideas. He preferred learning through action, by talking to people, moving his body, and exploring the world around him. In 1964, Bruce made a brave choice. He left college and moved to Oakland to work with another martial artist named James Yim Lee. Together, they opened a new school, and soon, people in the community started noticing them. That same year, Bruce's life changed at the Long Beach International Karate Championships. There, he amazed everyone with his famous one-inch punch, a tiny movement that sent his opponent flying. The crowd was in awe. It was a moment that made people remember his name. But one of Bruce's biggest challenges was a private fight with a skilled martial artist named Wong Jack Man. The fight happened because Bruce was teaching martial arts to students of all races, which upset some traditional teachers. No one knows for sure how long the fight lasted. Some say 20 minutes, others say just a few. What mattered most was the lesson Bruce learned from it. He realized that sticking to old ways wasn't enough. To grow, he needed to break the rules, improve, and invent something new. Even as time passed, Bruce often felt like he didn't belong, but he kept pushing forward. From 1966 to 1970, he starred as Kato in the TV show The Green Hornet. It wasn't a huge hit, but it introduced Bruce and Chinese martial arts to American homes. Though he had to hold back his full skills on screen, people could see his special spark. After The Green Hornet, Bruce made new friends in Hollywood, learned from other stars like Jean LaBelle, and looked for new chances. In 1967, he created his own martial arts style called Jeet Kune Do. It was born from Bruce's belief that fighting styles should be simple, practical, and ready for anything. He even taught famous actors like James Coburn, blending martial arts and show business like no one had done before. Bruce Lee's big return to Hong Kong. In 1971, Bruce Lee made a brave choice. Tired of unfair treatment and missed chances in America, he decided to go back home to Hong Kong. He wasn't sure how people would react, but to his surprise, they welcomed him with open arms. He knew him from The Green Hornet. In fact, people loved his character so much, they called the show The Kato Show, just for him. Even though Bruce left as a stranger, it didn't take long before he became a star. His first film back home, The Big Boss, was a huge hit. People from all over Asia rushed to the theaters to watch him fight on screen. The movie broke box office records and made Bruce a hero overnight. Viewers loved the story of a simple man standing up to injustice. And Bruce's incredible martial arts skills and charm made them cheer even louder. After The Big Boss, Bruce starred in Fist of Fury, a movie even bigger than the last. This time, people saw a different side of Bruce, fierce, emotional, and unforgettable in his fight scenes. His fame exploded. Everywhere he went, crowds gathered just to see him. Bruce wasn't just an actor anymore. He became a symbol of courage, strength, and hope. With 2 blockbuster films behind him, Bruce wanted more. So he teamed up with his friend Raymond Chow and started his production company, Concord Production Incorporated. Now, Bruce could make movies his way. His next project was The Way of the Dragon, and this time, Bruce didn't just act. He also wrote the story and directed the film. The movie's most famous moment was a breathtaking fight in the ancient Roman Colosseum between Bruce and American karate champion Chuck Norris. That fight scene became one of the most famous in movie history, and it proved that Bruce was just as talented behind the camera as he was in front of it. Even while working in Hong Kong, Bruce stayed connected to Hollywood. He appeared in the TV show Longstreet, playing a martial arts teacher who shared deep life lessons. Bruce also tried to launch his TV show, The Warrior, about a Chinese martial artist in the Wild West. Sadly, the studio rejected Bruce's idea and instead created a similar show called Kung Fu, with a different actor in the lead role. Bruce was disappointed, but he did not let it stop him. Back in Asia, Bruce's stardom kept growing. After finishing his contract with the Golden Harvest Film Company, Bruce signed a new deal, giving him more control over his projects. He began working on Game of Death, a movie where he would fight different opponents, each battle carrying a special lesson. One exciting part of the film was a fight between Bruce and his student, basketball star Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But before Bruce could finish the movie, something incredible happened. Warner Brothers came calling. They offered Bruce a chance to star in Enter the Dragon, a big martial arts movie for audiences around the world. It was a special project, joining Bruce's company, Concord, Golden Harvest, and Warner Brothers together. Filming began in Hong Kong in early 1973, and Bruce gave it his all. Every scene mattered to him, and he wanted to show the world what he could do. When Enter the Dragon finally came out, it was a huge success and became a classic martial arts film loved by fans everywhere. But something drastic happened. Right before it aired, Bruce left the world. Let's find out more details. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. On May 10, 1973, something worrying happened to Bruce Lee. While working on his movie Enter the Dragon at the Orange Sky Golden Harvest studio in Hong Kong, Bruce suddenly fainted. He was in the middle of recording some extra voice lines when he began to suffer from sharp headaches and even seizures. Everyone rushed to help him. He was quickly taken to Hong Kong Baptist Hospital, where doctors said he had cerebral edema, a dangerous swelling of the brain. They gave him medicine, and for a little while, there was hope that Bruce might recover. But sadly, just 2 months later, the world would be shaken by heartbreaking news. On July 20th, Bruce had made dinner plans with actor George Lazenby to talk about an exciting new movie idea. That afternoon, Bruce met with his friend and producer, Raymond Chow. Together, they spent hours talking about another project they were both thrilled about, Game of Death. After their meeting, they went to the apartment of Bruce's friend, Taiwanese actress Betty Ting Pei, where they continued chatting about movie ideas. After a while, Bruce said he was feeling tired. He lay down to rest and never woke up. When Bruce didn't show up for dinner, Raymond Chow got worried. He went back to check on Bruce and was shocked to find him unresponsive. A doctor was called immediately and tried for 10 minutes to revive him, but nothing worked. Bruce was rushed to Queen Elizabeth Hospital, but it was too late. He was just 32 years old. The world was heartbroken. News of Bruce Lee's sudden death spread quickly, leaving his fans and loved ones in deep shock. A few days later, Bruce was laid to rest at Lakeview Cemetery in Seattle, the city where he had spent much of his younger life. His funeral was filled with people from all walks of life: friends, students, fellow stars, and fans. Famous faces like Steve McQueen, James Coburn, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came to say goodbye to the man they admired so deeply. Though Bruce was gone, his story wasn't over. At the time of his passing, Bruce had been working on Game of Death, a film where his character would face different fighters, each representing a lesson about life and strength. He had already filmed over 100 minutes of incredible scenes, including a famous fight with basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of his students. But with Bruce's part unfinished, director Robert Clouse had to find a way to complete the movie. He hired a lookalike, Kim Tai-chung, and used clever camera tricks and old footage to finish the film. When Game of Death was finally released in 1978, fans were both excited and a little sad. Only about 15 minutes of Bruce's original work made it into the final cut. But those minutes reminded everyone of his unmatched talent and the movie he had dreamed of making. Years later, in 2000, a wonderful surprise was discovered: lost footage of Bruce working on Game of Death. Fans were overjoyed to finally see Bruce's real vision and feel closer to the star they had lost too soon. Now let's dive into the confessions made by Sammo Hung. How will this confession affect his and Bruce's legacy? Let's find out. Sammo Hung's confession about Bruce Lee. Sammo Hung is famous all over the world for his incredible martial arts skills and fun action movies. But behind all the amazing kicks and flips is a man with a heart full of memories about his dear friend and hero, Bruce Lee. From the very beginning, it was clear that Bruce Lee had a huge impact on actors like Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. Jackie has often talked about how much Bruce inspired him. Even today, Jackie says he still thinks about Bruce whenever he makes a new film. Jackie's big break came when he was chosen to appear in Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee's most famous movie. In one of the opening fight scenes, Jackie had the chance to battle Bruce on screen, something he would never forget. Even though Bruce passed away suddenly, his light did not fade. His friends and fans kept his memory alive in their hearts. By 1978, Sammo Hung was asked to help with the fight scenes for Game of Death, a movie Bruce had started before he passed away. Sammo was honored, though he admitted he hadn't spent much time with Bruce, but the few moments they did share meant the world to him. Sammo remembered that when Bruce stepped onto a movie set, something magical happened. It wasn't just acting. It was like watching a legend in motion. Bruce had a special spark that no one else could match. When Bruce passed away, it broke hearts everywhere. Hong Kong was in shock, and fans all around the world mourned. Even today, people still wonder what truly happened to him. But Sammo, Jackie, and those who loved Bruce prefer to remember his life, not the sadness of his passing. Sammo often talks about the first time he met Bruce. Back then, Bruce wasn't a superstar yet. He was just a young man chasing big dreams in Hong Kong. When Sammo was introduced to him, he felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. Curious, Sammo bravely asked Bruce if his speed was really as incredible as people said. Bruce grinned. What happened next became a story Sammo would tell for the rest of his life. Before Sammo could even react, Bruce moved like lightning, landing a perfect strike in the blink of an eye. Sammo tried to kick him playfully, but it was too late. Bruce was too fast. It was like something out of a dream. Sammo had never seen anything like it before or since. Over the years, both Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung built amazing careers in martial arts movies. They starred in hit after hit, becoming beloved stars. But even with all their success, something always felt missing. That missing piece was Bruce. He wasn't just a friend or a fellow actor. Bruce was a leader, a big brother, and a source of inspiration for everyone around him. When he entered the room, people smiled. When he spoke, people listened. And when he performed, people believed in the impossible. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.